So what's going on, y'all? It's Navoy Vincent, repping Navoy Vincent Fitness. We're back again today, and as y'all seen in the title, the topic of today is going to be, you should be focusing on making yourself the best version of yourself. Now, guys, this is something that I kind of stumbled upon throughout my life, but this is something that kind of really bothers me because, if you go on YouTube, a lot of the stuff they're telling you on YouTube is just cope, cry, complain. They don't really offer no solutions. It's always just red pill, female nature. It's not your girl, it's just your turn. That BS. Guys, that doesn't help you. All it does is have you sitting around in negativity, stewing, or anxious. You're over here worried about whether or not what this chick might do or not do. Guys, the only thing that you can control is the amount of effort that you put into yourself. And you do this by investing and focusing on yourself first. You should be doing this no matter what. If you got a girlfriend, you should still be focusing on yourself. Now, that don't mean if you got a girlfriend, neglect her, don't talk to her, don't take her out. I'm not saying all that. What I'm saying is you should be focusing on investing in yourself and making yourself the best possible version of yourself. Now, what do I mean by this? The examples that I would give is, number one, you should be hitting the gym. Now, obviously, I do work as an online trainer. These mindset videos, these self-improvement type videos is mainly for people to kind of see, because that aspect, in my opinion, it doesn't get talked about enough. But guys, that should be the number one focus that you should have, is hitting that gym. You need to be going to the gym, exercising, getting your diet right, losing some weight. Guys, most of the time with people that's unattractive or conventionally not attractive, it's because we hold a lot of fat in our faces when you are overweight. And you'll see this even with pro bodybuilders when they're in off season. You can see it in their faces all bloated. That's because obviously they're out of competition shape. And that's the reason why they look the way that they do. Guys, you need to be hitting that gym, or at least if you don't want to bodybuild, just do 3 or 4 times a week. Just keep it simple. Push, pull legs, then a full body day. Very simple. You do a bit of cardio after the workout. That's all you really need. If you want to get more specific, you hire someone like me, NavoyVincentFitness.com. And then we can get you right. Because that's one of the main important factors, guys. You need to be hitting that gym. The second most important thing to make sure that you focus on yourself, guys, you really need to do some sort of combat sport. You need to be able to defend yourself. You do some boxing, you do jiu-jitsu. Like I remember, guys, I'm originally from South Florida. I live in Germany. But in South Florida, man, there was literally like a jiu-jitsu gym on like damn near every corner. There's somewhere you could do BJJ, probably get it at a decent price. Do it at least maybe 2 times a week. You combine that with a bit of weightlifting, and it's not going to take up too much of your time. BJJ is about an hour for the class, maybe an hour and a half if you're kind of BSing afterwards, hanging out with the guys. But you're going to be able to build some connections, you meet some people, and most importantly, you kind of learn how to defend yourself. And what the fun part is, usually those guys, they're usually professionals. So you might meet a lawyer in there, you might meet a doctor in there. You're kind of slowly building up a network. And that's the thing, guys. You need to, you obviously, they always say your network determines your net worth, and meeting those different people from different walks of life will help you improve. And another thing is, guys, you need to make sure you invest in by reading, as you need to be cracking these books. So many people, if you ever talk to them, you always ask them. I always ask people, like, what books have you read? Some people will tell me they ain't read a book since high school. And then you look at them and then they wonder why their lives is the way they are. Guys, a lot of the stuff that I implement in my life that's helped me become successful, I've learned from books. I always say this time and time again. I always write my goals on a board in my room, in my living room. There's a big chalk, like a, 4x8 or whatever. I don't know the dimensions, but it's about a decent size, about the size of maybe, let's say, we'll do hood math, about 2 PlayStations, right? Two PS4s, about that size of a blackboard. I have different pictures of things that I want to do or things that I've done. But most importantly, each month, at the beginning of the month, I write down all my goals. You know where I got that idea, guys? I got that from reading Damon John's book, the guy from Shark Tank. In his book, he basically interviewed all these different CEOs. So each chapter was an interview with a different CEO. And each CEO kind of broke down their little daily routines and, most importantly, their little rituals. And obviously not Illuminati rituals. I know some of you goofies watching this, y'all. That's what you heard. But what I'm saying is the little rituals to help them succeed. And one of the things was the fact that I think she was actually the manager or the former president of Telemundo, a Spanish channel, a Spanish speaking television channel. And then she wrote down that was one of her things, writing down her goals at the beginning of the month. Guys, I've been doing that almost 2-3 years now, and I've noticed I've written down, okay, get a new client, and then I would do it because subconsciously you're working towards that goal in all your actions throughout that month or throughout whatever time span that you have. When you write it down and you can see it, I see this, it's literally to my left as I'm making this video, and it does help me improve. As you need to read books, you need to get knowledge, you need to really focus on expanding your mind. It's not just the body, like I always say. That's why I do these mindset videos. You got to get your mind right. And the fourth thing I would also say is, I'm done lost count, but I would say another thing is, guys, you need to have mentors. You need to have people around you that are more successful than you at what you want to do, because they have made certain mistakes that you can avoid by learning from them. With the online coaching, for example, I remember at one point in time I was charging a certain price, and I kind of talked to one of my mentors who's actually an IFBB pro bodybuilder who competes at the Olympia and everything. Someone that I know personally from when I lived in Florida. I was breaking down kind of the pricing and the way that I did certain things. This man said, the first thing he said is, "Guy, raise your damn prices." And I'm like, why? I've just started off. And he's like, it doesn't matter if you just started off. You have knowledge that it works, because, I worked as a personal trainer at one point in time. So I know what I'm doing. And when I work with people who are motivated, that do stick to the plan, they do see results. And what's crazy is they come back, or through word of mouth, they spread that to other people. And then I get more clients. Guys, I would have never learned this if I didn't have proper mentorship. Some of you guys, man, y'all so narcissistic, or you have such big egos, you think you know everything. Guys, you don't know everything. Someone out there there's always going to be somebody with more money than you, more success, more wealth, whatever. But you can learn from them. Some of y'all, man, you picked up this feminine mentality from your mamas. Some of y'all, your daddy wasn't around, so you kind of learn. See, women hate on other women that's doing more than them. That's just kind of in their nature. Not all, obviously, they're not all police. But for the most part, that's kind of something that they do. And a lot of young dudes, y'all do this because your dad either wasn't around or he wasn't a strong man. Your mama ran the house. Because you can't have that kind of mentality as a man. You're going to have to sit down and say, you know what? I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to sit down and shut up. Guys, if you guys know Nick Cannon. Obviously, y'all know him because he got hella kids. But Nick Cannon is actually a very legit businessman. Like, he's running that Wild 'N Out. He took a TV show and he turned it into something that they tour around. They go to arenas doing this, selling out arenas, and they turn it into a whole experience. And I remember watching an interview with somebody was saying, if you say something real fly or something real cool around Nick Cannon, or a good quote, he will actually take out a piece of paper and write it down. And I remember hearing that, I'm like, bro, that's crazy. But even now, I was chopping it up with one of my friends who's also an online trainer, but he's more successful than me yesterday. He was saying certain things. I even told him, I'm like, bro, let me pull out my phone. I'm writing it down on a notepad. Because when you hear certain things, you need to be able to write the jewels down. You need to be able to sit down and humble yourself and learn from others. And guys, this is what I want you to understand. That's the only way that you're going to be successful in life, is you need to invest in yourself. You got to focus on yourself. Guys, I know some of y'all, well, I want to hit the club. Guys, you're going to have to sit down for maybe a few months, maybe even a year or two, if you really want to get to where you want to be in life. Yeah, the cheeks are going to always be there, guys. I'm 31 now. There was women when I was 20, and they're still around now. They ain't going nowhere. It's not like it's some sort of commodity that was running out on the earth. What matters most is that you focus on yourself, you level up, and you improve. So yeah, that's all I got to say today, guys. And we're gonna cut the video off. I'm over here, mouth getting dry, I'm over here stumbling over my words. But yeah, like I said, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Don't forget, as we always say here, make sure you control the negative, focus on the positive. It's your boy Navoy, repping Navoy Vincent Fitness. I'm out.